school where we have many hypnotists here who are running successful clinics. My role is to mentor them into that. And then we have many people who come and learn hypnosis for business success, parenting, personal changes, getting goals. And so we have a really strong community of hypnotists here who have trained here and who are part of our ongoing learning. And we really look at this career as the kind of vocation where you want to be learning over time. So we have a culture of participating as a regular part of our lives so that we're always learning, both from real life and from more formal learning. Part of my passion for what I do is when I started learning hypnosis and NLP well over 20 years ago. I actually was introduced to it through my husband because I was having a stressful time at work and challenges with confidence. And he'd been learning hypnosis and NLP for a number of years. And he said, "Hey, maybe we should take some classes together. This could help you." And that was really my introduction to this world. And so for a number of years, I was just doing it to help myself, and I was very impressed with the results, and realize I come from a family of scientists. My parents are medical doctors. So is my sister. It's a very academic family. I have a lot of higher education myself. So this was a very different approach to things. I definitely wasn't raised to do this. But I was seeing that it was really helping me. So eventually I decided I wanted to do it professionally. And some of my passion for what I do is that I found that a lot of training didn't really teach you how to make this work as a business. So I was really seeking out a way to build a solid business as a hypnotist because I couldn't be a hobbyist. I needed to make a living doing this. So I really believe that integrating the skills of helping people and helping them have success in their lives and learning how to be a successful business person have to go hand in hand. So our approach here very much does things that way.
That's great. You brought up that parents are medical doctors.
Yes.
How do they look at hypnosis with you, with what you're doing and everything?
Well, it's interesting because they were very supportive when I started. They allowed me to see some of my stop smoking clients from their office. They gave out brochures to their patients. There are still people, my parents are retired now, but up till a few years ago, my dad was still working and he'd have patients who'd come in and say, "Yeah, your daughter helped me stop smoking 10 years ago." So that did happen a lot. It's very different from their world, but I both of them have been very supportive and open to me doing it. I don't think they would do it, but they see the value. And my dad, who was a dermatologist, he said that he really believes that a lot of skin problems are caused by stress. And so he could really see the value of hypnosis and helping people, but he couldn't make like a medical claim about that. But he, from having a 50-year career as a dermatologist, he, in through observation and seeing what happened over time, he really saw that. So, it's not printed in the New England Journal of Medicine. And I don't know what it's like in the US, but here in Canada, doctors feel very pressured to wait until those types of studies come out to make any claims. And I can understand from their point of view why they do that. But we all know as hypnotists that there are lots of things that are possible without needing scientific studies proving it.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things we see in the U.S. is that definitely, it can be hard or cold depending on on who you're talking to,
Yeah.
physician wise, and there are some out there that embrace it wholeheartedly. That it definitely helps. There's still those barriers that we all have to work through, but I guess
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what profession you're in. There's always a barrier from something or someone.
There is, and you know what? I've met doctors who are really open to it, and then some that are more conservative. So, yeah, it's sometimes you just have to connect with the ones that can see things this way. We took classes together. It really helped our relationship. it helped us communicate better. There were a lot of really great benefits for us, and we have 2 kids now. At the time, we were just dating, and we didn't have children yet, but my kids are now teenagers, and it's really amazing to watch because I see how they've been eating and sleeping and breathing this way of doing things, and they don't even know it's happening, so they just take it for granted. But I know that I definitely didn't grow up that way, and it's because we've raised them that way. So it's helpful that both of us know how to do this, and I think parents are, they're the most powerful hypnotists in their child's lives. So if they know how to do that skillfully, that's really helpful.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. And what would you say to somebody who's just getting started and they're looking at different ways to get their business going? I mean, what word of wisdom or wisdom would you throw on them for them to first out of the gate? I mean, obviously everyone wants to be hugely successful, but you got to take your baby steps. And what would be your advice to them?
When people are getting started, often the biggest thing that could sabotage them is not having a clear path or direction. Because think of it like getting a plane off the ground. Once the plane's in the air, it's a lot easier to keep it up there. But if you're not sure you can get the plane off the ground, you could distract yourself in a lot of ways from doing that. So I think seeking out somebody who's already done it successfully and being willing to simply do what they tell you to do, even if it's not comfortable or different or it's a stretch, that helps a whole lot. So when we mentor people here, we make an agreement that they're willing to take action on things, even if it's new or different. I know when I started, I did a lot of things that went beyond my comfort zone, and I was willing to do it because I knew I really wanted this. But if I hadn't, I might not have shown myself what was possible. So that's a really big deal. So if you can have somebody mentoring you who's already done it and knows what works and what doesn't work, and being willing to listen to them because they have a lot more experience than you do. I think some people struggle with that because in our world, there's always another opinion, right? We have Google and everything that goes with that. But there's real value to sticking to a path and just focusing on that because otherwise we can be pulled in a lot of different directions and things can be watered down, or if something doesn't work out we can get discouraged. So if we have that person or organization there to support us, I think it makes a really really big difference for people. Part of what makes this career interesting is there's always something more to learn, or we can always improve in various directions, or people are all over the place. So you're always the more people you work with, the more you discover about human nature and human behavior. So it doesn't get boring, that's for sure. Um, so if we embrace that and we like enjoy that journey of continual learning, then we can be the best we can for clients. And I myself, this has changed me in so many important ways that I feel so strongly about sharing this with other people and training people to a level where they can help other people as much as possible. That's really what drives me in terms of what I do, that's my sense of purpose and mission about this. And part of that is doing it in a way where you can make a good enough income that you have the resources to help people. So it all goes hand in hand.